Hey guys, welcome back to How to Roll Dice. I'm Josh, and sorry that I vanished again. Lots of stuff going on with life, as is always the case. Couple of sort of big changes and some reasons as to what happened this time. Again, I'm hoping to try to get back to things. I have winter vacation coming up, and I'm hoping to use that to sort of get back into the mood of being creative down here in the studio. But one of the key things that sort of shifted is about a month ago, a little more than a month ago, I completely sort of rearranged the second floor of my house where all of the bedrooms and my wife's office and everything are. Moved our master bedroom into where our guest room was, moved the guest room and a second guest room out and combined them into one separate room, turned what was one of the guest rooms into a dual office for my wife and myself, turned her office into a giant walk-in closet for the two of us. So basically completely 180'd all of our stuff on the second floor of the house. Like I said, knocked down a wall, put a door in. So lots of effort in that, but it's been good. We like it. We like the new arrangement. I love having an office where there is sunlight and fresh air, and I can see my wife and other people when they're in the house. I'm not down here in the basement. There's heat in the winter. There's AC in the summer, which the basement do not have. This my studio, this creative space being in the basement or one of the two basements of my house. But it has had a negative impact as well. Separating my workspace from my creative space means I no longer have this easy access to just jump into creative mode when inspiration strikes. My working area, my desk used to be about 5 feet behind where the camera is sitting right now, about 15 feet from this chair. I used to be able to pause for work for my lunch break, jump over here, film a quick video, jump back to work while the video is uploading, and then as soon as the workday was done, I could dive into editing, or I could start setting up for shooting B-roll on this table or something like that. The space is now being so divided by 2 floors of the house has sort of created a break in that creative flow. I can't so easily shift between the 2 modes. Also, I use this camera as my webcam. I actually have it rigged up to my workstation upstairs so I can use it for like Teams meetings and things like that. And because I do that, now it's not just, I have to go from the office down 2 floors to the basement. And then when I'm done filming, I pull the card out and I bring it back up 2 floors to my computer to look at it and edit it and hope it looks good. And if there's anything wrong, I have to come back down here 2 floors and set up again to film. It's that my camera that I'm filming this on is upstairs as well. So it's not even in a fixed, ready to go position. Now, when I want to go from work to creative, I have to unhook the camera and the cables upstairs, carry it down here, hook it up to the tripod, position the tripod, make sure everything's aligned and angled correctly, and then I can get back into actually starting to shoot the video, being creative. So that, what seems like a small separation, people, I'm sure there are people that have to drive across town to go to some studio, or they have to completely tear down a room and set up to shoot and then put it all back when they're done. I still have a great setup here, but going from the super convenience that I had to this like slightly less convenient situation, though still pretty convenient, has created a break in my workflow that I still haven't really gotten used to. And honestly, I haven't been down here much since I moved my office upstairs, because the few game nights that I have had have actually been, for the most part, at friends' houses. And so this room, although I've done a ton of work to it, and I'm going to show you in a minute, I've added new furniture, I've rearranged things, I've got better layouts now, it looks a lot nicer, I've got a whole painting table set up, I've got a whole display cabinet set up. Even though it looks a lot nicer and I've done a lot to make it a better space, I still haven't been using it. And so there's seriously this like disconnection between my 2 workflows now, and I just haven't gotten back to the creative one. The other thing is I've added a bunch, I should say the other thing having to do with why I haven't been down here to do a lot, why I haven't put any videos out, is I've been adding a lot to my day-to-day life, my weekly, monthly life, to try to just be better in general, in every way. So I came up with this schedule that I've been trying to stick to. I've been doing a terrible job of it, but as far as I can tell, this would be an ideal schedule if I could stick to it. And this all sort of rolls up into this new thing that I've been trying, which is sort of planning and like creating lists and creating to-do lists and things that need to be taken care of, and working on scheduling and actually planning time to get things done so that things get done, and not just doing them when I suddenly decide I'm in the mood to do them, because that doesn't work and things tend to fall into disarray pretty quickly when that happens, and I hate disarray. My wife is totally fine with it, so usually I have to work with her to sort of keep on top of things, but it helps even more if I have a plan. And so this monthly schedule that hopefully I have on the screen right now for you to see has all of the time, Monday through Sunday. I prefer to do Monday through Sunday. I know most people do Sunday through Saturday. That's just confusing to me. So Monday through Sunday, here's all of my time throughout the entire day. It doesn't break it down to individual tasks. This is sort of more like sections of tasks, categories of tasks. And so you can see on this, you can see my work day, right? You can see that I'm getting up at 5 in the morning. I'm trying to get in I think it's 5 or 6 healthy meals throughout the day. Some are just protein shakes and vitamins. Some are actual meals. I'm trying to cook healthy food. I'm trying to meal prep stuff like chicken and like ground chicken and white rice and sweet potatoes. And I'm still not a big fan of green vegetables, but I'm taking a powdered green vegetable supplement just to help with that, to get whatever missing vitamins and nutrients are into my diet. Going to the gym 4 days a week, which is about 20-25 minutes away, and I spend about 40-45 minutes there. And then making sure that I have specific times where I'm going to focus on picking up the house, where I'm going to focus on spending time with my family and not do anything else, and not go, oh, well, I've got a free hour, let me run downstairs and work on some editing. No, if that's the hour that I'm supposed to be spending with my wife or my son watching a movie or whatever, that's what I should be doing in that time, because when it gets to the end of the week, I'm going to feel bad that I didn't do those things, even if I got 2 or 3 videos out. Not that I ever had a problem with wanting to spend time with my family before. I always want to do that, but I feel the urge to be creative, and that usually requires being away or separate from my family for a good chunk of time. If you look at this schedule, you can see that there's actually only a small window of time where I can even fit in studio work. You'll see one section, I believe on Tuesday evenings, afternoons, that says studio. That's really my chunk of time for the week to be down here. That's it. If you look, there's nowhere else I could fit it in. I have a date night with my wife where my mother watches our son on Thursdays. I have a game night on Friday night that's up where my friends live, about 30-40 minutes away from here. And then I have a game night on Saturdays that I host here. I could remove one of those 2 game nights, or I could shorten one of them, but they're really both the minimum amount of time to fit in a good size game, or maybe 2 smaller games, plus travel time if I'm going up there. And then on top of that, if I removed one of them, I would really only be fitting in 1 or 2 board games a week. And I don't mean multiple plays of a single game or of 2 games. I mean 1 play of a game, or maybe 2 plays of a game, which means to review a single game or even have enough experience with a game to talk about it, I would have to play 1 game for like 3-4 weeks, almost a whole month before I could review it. I don't really want to spread gaming out that much. Plus, it's sort of one of my 2 primary hobbies, the other being photo and video. And so, and again, if you look at the schedule, there's really no time to do any of that either. So I really need to start taking my camera with me when my family and I go out places, or when I go on, taking advantage of when I go on road trips for work. That's really the key one. And this is doing a video and editing and stuff, but this is more like, this to me is the gaming hobby, even though I'm doing video. It's not the video photo hobby. And when I say video photo, it's more, I like the photo part of it. The video part of it is the easiest way to make money. Photo's not bad either, because you can do family stuff. I'm getting distracted. Point is, you can see on the schedule, I don't even have any allotted time for that. That I just kind of have to fit into other categories, because I can do those. I can take photos in parallel with other stuff. I can't make these videos or play board games in parallel with anything else on the schedule. I can't be like at the gym and playing Settlers of Catan. That doesn't work. I hate Settlers of Catan. I don't even know why I chose that as a reference. But point being, this schedule is what I'm trying to work with, and you can see that it drastically limits, due to how many other important things I'm trying to fit in, the amount of time that I can spend making these videos. I would love to be able to get 1 video out a week. Looking at this, I don't even know if that's possible, but that's going to be my goal. And then, as I mentioned, I have this little moleskin notebook. I've started making lists of what I need to do in a given day. One of the first things I do when I get to my desk, whether it's at home or at work every morning, is I open up to the next page, I put the date at the top of it, and I make a work list and a home list. And those are the things that I want to try to get done that day. And I'll include stuff that's already on my schedule, like go to the gym. And I'll also use this notebook to track what I do at the gym, to track the exercises that I did. I have a rotating pattern of exercises, heavy weightlifting stuff that I'm doing, because that's what I like and that's what works well for me. I don't put eat a meal on there, because that's a given, but things I need to do at home. If I need to do laundry, if I need to clean the cat box or change litter or go buy dog food or things like that. And then things at work that I need to do beyond the norm. Like, I'm not going to put check emails, because obviously that's something that you do every day, but putting in specific tasks that I want to accomplish that day, certain things I need to respond to, meetings that I need to prep for or attend, all of that stuff. And then as I go through the day, I can cross things out. And at least that way, when I get to the end of a day, this is sort of what all of this is building towards, this feeling that I'm trying to overcome, that I've had for the last month, of like, I'm not getting anything done, but I feel frantic and out of time all of the time. How is it that I feel like I'm not getting anything done? I don't feel like I'm being productive. I didn't do this today. I didn't do that today. I need to get this project finished up at work. I didn't film a video. I was supposed to go get a new registration sticker for the car, and I didn't do that. I kept having this like sensation day to day to day of like, you didn't do anything today. You got nothing done. The whole day was a waste. And I knew that wasn't true, but I wanted to understand why I felt that way. So the schedule and this list making have been helping with that, because the schedule shows me, one, no, you are really just busy. Like you just don't have a lot of free time, and the time that you do have, you are trying to use correctly. It's just there's a lot you're trying to get done. And so it's hard to get it all done. You have yourself a very like tight schedule filled out here. And that's what that feeling is coming from. So at least I know that's got a reason behind it, which is that it's true. And then the list making helps me in that when I get to the end of the day, I can, it's not that I'm laying in bed at the end of the day looking at the notebook going, oh God, no, look where I failed. Look at all of my shortcomings. It's that I can look at it and go, okay, well, I said I wanted to do 10 things and I got 7 done. That's pretty good. I'm sure there are people out there that got 1 or 2 things done or nothing done. So cross out the ones that are done. Awesome. And as I go through the day, if there's another thing I think of like, I got to go do that, I add that to the list, right? Sometimes I run out of room. But cross things out throughout the day. And then when I get to the end of the day, I can just go, okay, well, those 3 things are going to have to wait till tomorrow because they didn't get done. And obviously I try to focus on the things that really need to get done that day. So the things that can slide are the ones that end up sliding if anything has to. And then the next day I do the same thing. Okay, here's the 3 things I didn't get done yesterday. Here's all the stuff I also wanted to do today. And we go on through the day. And so at the end of every day, I have like validation that I did get this stuff done. Like, look at this stuff. It's material. I got it done. And I have my schedule to say, okay, here's what I wanted to do from Monday to Sunday. And here's where I fell short. Do I feel like I need to adjust anything? Am I over committing to any one space on this? And that's why I'm coming up short in other spaces. Am I not sleeping well enough? Do I think that 9 o'clock for going to bed most nights of the week is gonna work, or do I need to move it to 10? If I move it to 10, do I need to get up at 6 instead of 5? What does that throw off in the day? I think 9 to 5 is gonna work for me. I don't feel like I need 8 hours of sleep, but I'm very, very certain, according to research and scientific, information, that you do probably need 8 hours of sleep. There are people that go without it, and they're probably cutting years off their life, but they're hopefully being very productive with the, 20 hours of awake time they have during a day. I've done that here and there throughout life, and I can get by with it, but it's probably not healthy. So yeah, this has been a long video that has little to do with gaming, but it's sort of also why there hasn't been anything to do with gaming or anything at all coming out on this channel, is because I'm trying to get all of these changes implemented in my life just a month and a half short of a newborn showing up. And so that's going to throw everything off the rails again. And I'm going to be taking time off from work to spend time with my newborn and help my wife get back on her feet and things like that. Probably about a month, possibly longer, maybe up to 2 months, depending on how things go. But that's not necessarily going to mean I have tons of time to be creative, because it means now I have a newborn and a wife that needs a lot of help. And I still have a 3.5-year-old running around who's very quickly growing and evolving and becoming smarter and logical and starting to try to have philosophical arguments with me, which is good because that's what I want, but also makes it very hard to be his parent. Constantly an argument that me and my wife are having where she says he's too strong-willed. And I say, no, he's supposed to be as strong-willed as possible. That means he'll grow into a good human. It just means he's going to be really hard to take care of as a kid. So yeah, anyways, all that going on, trying to fit in new things like healthy eating and meal prepping and going to the gym and focusing on one thing at a time. Like I'm doing work right now, and then I'm going to do family time here. And then when I have time, I'm going to be creative, but I have to go to the gym, and I'm going to eat when I'm supposed to eat, and I'm going to go to bed early, and I'm going to get up early and all that. So hopefully I can get back to maybe a video a week. I would love to. I would love to spend more time down here. I would love to have more consistent game nights. I would love to have more consistent everything, hence the schedule and the list making. I hope you guys are doing well. I have some ideas for videos that I'd love to put out before the holiday, like games that I recommend you buy, or maybe games I recommend you buy for people of certain age groups or levels of experience with board gaming. But I want to do that in a way that they're actually useful. Obviously, I don't want to post that video like Christmas Eve because that's kind of silly. But yeah, I hopefully will have some videos out at some point soon. All of this is going on. I appreciate you standing by while I figure this all out, and hopefully I'll have it figured out to some extent soon. But other than that, I hope you guys are doing great, and I will hopefully see you soon. Have a good day.